Do you remember that first cozy house and apartment that you had? It was perfect for you back then, but fast forward to today, living there now seems not as dreamy. Obviously life changes and so do our needs. That starter apartment or home may have been the perfect for you while you were flying solo, but maybe now you're feeling a bit squeezed with a partner and a growing family. Our home should reflect where we are in life. So have you ever considered a move that better suits your life right now? Let's explore our options. Hey, it's Bobby Friel, your Denver Metro and Vail High Country real estate agent. If you want to own a piece of Colorado real estate or sell a property that may not be suitable for you any longer, check the top pinned comment or the link in the description for a link directly to my calendar and book a consultation. We can develop a clear plan for you, so just pick a time that jives with your availability. And today what we're going to cover is for all ages here and what goes into finding a new home for that next stage in life. So stay tuned. What we're going to do is start with you newly partnered or newlyweds, and then we're going to talk about those needing to upsize because of growing family, and then we'll round it out here with you empty nesters. And we have tips for all these age groups. So the first home you probably looked for was when you were newly partnered or partnering up. So you're starting that process. These days, more and more couples are choosing to buy a place together, even outside of marriage. As always, home ownership is a big decision, and people wanting to get married later in life think of their 20s and early 30s. And most couples that are buying first-time homes are in that millennial zone. So no matter what your age, there's some key things to think about before you take the plunge on a place together. So let's talk about the 3 biggest things that affect home ownership for newly wedded or coupled up people. First up is affordability. Between student loans and figuring out your careers, buying a house might seem like a far-off dream. But here at Just Living Realty, we developed the ultimate homeowner experience where we can help you get below market interest rates for your mortgage. Just reach out. It actually helps make homeownership pretty achievable. The key is to choosing a starter home wisely. It shouldn't break the bank, but it should have the potential to grow in value over time. That way you can build equity and save money, all the while having a place to call your own. Homeownership is a stepping stone, and you can always upgrade to a bigger place later if you need more room. It's a perfect time to snag a house and save thousands of dollars on your loan over the long run if you use our negotiation tips. But you might need to have some good credit scores to qualify for that mortgage. There are ways to work on a credit score though. Keeping your credit card balances under 30% of the limit is a really great start. But if one of you has a stronger credit score, you can maybe even apply for the mortgage solo, but that might limit how much you can borrow. Life's all about compromise, especially when you're sharing a home for the first time. So when you're looking for houses, keep an eye out for features that will make your lives easier. Things like an extra bathroom, enough closet space, or a big kitchen might not seem like a big deal now, but you'll thank yourselves later. And of course, in real estate, location is also important. A long commute can put a major damper on the quality of your life. If you need help finding a neighborhood that fits your budget and have everything that you need, we have some great options that offer the perfect mix of affordability and amenities. So at the end of this video, reach out to us right away. Also, don't forget that having little ones changes everything really fast. If you're a homeowner now, you might have a 1,600 square foot, which is great for a couple, but it suddenly feels tiny when you throw in a couple energetic preteens and maybe some pets into that mix as well. So whether you've just welcomed your first child or the kids are starting to need their own space, it's time for you, second group of people here, sizing up to a home that can handle your growing family. So whether you're a new parent or your kids are just needing a space of their own, it's time to find a house that can handle the entire crew. And guess what? We can help with that transition as well. For most parents, there's one thing that trumps even having even more breathing room. It's their kids' education, especially once they hit middle and high schools. So in fact, over half of the families with younger kids say finding a good school district is a major factor when they're looking for a house. So that's important for you first-time home buyers too. If you can get in a good school district, that would be great. But for many families, sacrificing some square footage to get their kids into the right school district is a no-brainer. The thing is, when you're moving to a new area, figuring out the schools can be a bit of a challenge. Online reviews, they tell part of the story, of course, and that's where we can help you as well. We've done a deep dive into many of the school districts here because we obviously live and work where we do business in the Denver Metro and the Vail High Country. So we know the school districts in and out, and chances are one of the other families that we serve has a child in the school district that you're considering. And for many families, space is also a big priority. Teenagers crave their own space to hang out with friends. A finished basement or a rec room can be a huge lifesaver and can really keep the rest of the house a bit more peaceful for yourselves. You know, the layout of the house matters as well. An open floor plan is very popular, and it's great for keeping an eye on younger kids while you cook dinner. And if you're thinking about expanding your family down the road, make sure there's enough bedrooms and bathrooms for everyone to be comfortable. Think about how you'll actually use each room in the house. With hungry teenagers on the scene, a big pantry might be a must-have. And laundry between little ones and older kids, especially if they're into sports, those clothes are going to be stinking. It might never seem to end, that laundry. A well-designed laundry room can make a chore a whole lot easier. So imagine a typical week in your new house. What features would make your life easier? Here's the thing, you probably won't find every single thing on your wish list in one house. That's why figuring out your must-haves is so important. And during a consultation, we can help you weigh your options and see what's realistic within your price range, your budget. This next one is for you empty nesters, and this is where things come full circle. Once your kids are out of the house living their own lives, all that extra bedroom and living space can really start to feel like a burden that we just talked about. Keeping them clean and comfortable, that costs money too, not to mention the extra heating and cooling bills. When people under 55 look for houses, they often focus on bigger places, as we mentioned. But for you over 55ers, the focus generally shifts to finding affordable, smaller homes that are easier to manage. Single-family homes are popular with empty nesters. And according to research, by the time buyers reach their 70s, the average house size drops to around 1,750 square feet. Empty nesters definitely have different priorities when it comes to finding a house. All those maintenance costs, that becomes so much more of a bigger deal when you're not running around like a crazy person all the time. The big old house that you had might have seemed perfect when the kids were little, but now, it's just a lot of work to keep the place clean and comfortable. And not to mention the high heating and cooling bills that we're all experiencing. And before you start searching for houses, take a beat and think about why you're actually moving. Generally, older homes need more upkeep than newer ones. And a smaller place obviously takes less time to clean. And maybe you've always dreamed of having a garden, and now is your time. You can also consider condos, townhomes, or lower maintenance houses so that you can spend your time on the things that you enjoy. So no matter where you are in life, whether you're a first timer, you're a growing family, or an empty nester, we can help. We know great neighborhoods for their prices and the housing inside and out. So we can help you find the perfect place to live. And we've worked with people in every stage of life. So we know what questions to ask. And buying a house, whether it's your first or your fifth, it of course is a big decision, but we're here to support you every step of the way. And as mentioned, just check the top pinned comment or the link in the description. Book a time on our calendar that jives with your schedule. That way we can create a clear plan of action. We call it the ultimate homeowner experience to help you own that piece of Colorado real estate. And of course, if you need to unload a property before you get into a house that's more manageable for your current stage in life, we obviously can talk about our timelines for that as well. So as always, thanks for watching. Come back and watch one of these other videos. And as always, get out and enjoy our great Colorado sunny days. Stay sweet.